Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and certainly it's a pleasure to rise in support of Bill 133, an act to provide transparency and protection for consumers of wireless telephone services, smartphones, and data services in Ontario. The member for Sault Ste. Marie, I think, is becoming well known for his very well thought out private members' bills. He's introduced a number since I've come to this House, and I think I've been able to speak in support of each of them. Clearly what he wants to do is ensure that disclosure provisions in contracts are clear, people understand what they're signing up for. How could anyone object to this type of approach? Now, there are a couple of specific areas that have come to my attention that I wanted to share, some examples. We've heard about teenagers perhaps using cell phones a great deal and running up very large bills. Well, there certainly are some kids whose parents want them to have a cell phone for emergency purposes who are very conscientious, and they do obtain prepaid cards for wireless service. And these cards, I'd certainly want to take issue with what the member for York Simcoe said. They do have an activation date, and once the card is activated, there is a specific period of time within which you must use that card. And you can very often end up with minutes left on the card that are unused. And so clearly people are paying for a service that they have not received because many, in fact, kids do simply use those phones for emergency provisions. The cancellation fee is one that certainly in our family we really hadn't looked into properly. My father was in his mid-80s. We decided he needed a cell phone. He liked to go out for long walks. He was still driving his car. We felt he needed a cell phone available to him. Contract was signed. Within probably just a matter of months, it became clear that he was no longer able to drive, and that he, in fact, no matter how many speed dials we put on the phone, was really not able to use his phone. And we ended up just letting the contract run for the remainder of the time because it was just too difficult to extract ourselves from that contract. So this is an industry that, just in the last few seconds, I'd just like to quote from Mel Fruitman, Vice President, Consumers Association of Canada, who said, he said about the industry, "For a long time, consumers have been victims of the nefarious marketing practices of wireless telephone companies. This bill is a very good step forward of examining those practices. I certainly urge all members of this House to support it so we can look at it in more detail in committee." Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.